Imagine if we could all solve our problems by smacking the person that's causing them. Believe it or not, there's someone behind every problem that we have. For example, if someone loses his or her job, it's the employer's fault. Little does the employee know that the employer's wage is also getting cut down because the corporation is running low on money. And the corporation can't afford to keep everyone employed because people aren't buying from them. How easy would it be to solve this problem by smacking the customers for not spending enough money on this company? Hopefully after they get smacked, they will straighten up and get the company up and running again. The thing is, the world doesn't work like that. The way we solve things in the real world doesn't involve smacking anyone, so why is it used to discipline children? Corporal punishment is a popular method used to discipline children. It involves slapping, spanking, pinching, pulling, and hitting, as in the pictures shown. Yet it is legal in the U.S. on a federal level. In reality, corporal punishment causes more harm to children than benefits them later on in life. There are plenty of better methods and ways to discipline children. Avoiding the use of corporal punishment benefits the children in many ways, such as their way of behaving, their mental development, and much more. For a child to be raised well, there needs to be trust, stability, and security. Take a job as an example. If an employer wants their employees to do well during work, they need to give them that feeling of trust, be stable with everything, and make them feel secure about going to work, therefore making it a comfortable environment to work in. Just like any parent wants his or her children to behave and do well in life, the same factors apply to them to get results. That being said, corporal punishment takes away from those key factors, and it is the reason why the AAP recommends that parents, schools, and caregivers refrain from using any type of physical punishment with their children. When it comes to using corporal punishment, parents don't think about the consequences that they or their children are going to face. The consequences involve both short and long-term effects, along with different behavioral outcomes. To begin with, corporal punishment comes with many short-term effects. One of the main excuses that many parents use to explain why they used corporal punishment against their children is that it helps their children understand what he or she did wrong. Unfortunately, spanking doesn't help the children understand what they did wrong, but only builds fear in them, and at the moment corporal punishment is being performed. Spanking isn't always going to work. Eventually, during the process of disciplining a child with corporal punishment, a child adapts to the hard punishment, and it leads to the parents spanking harder, and it becomes a cycle. This ongoing cycle doesn't make children behave better. Sometimes kids do things that makes parents mad, things that a child didn't know at the moment was something bad. Parents don't realize it, but the reason they hit their kids sometimes is more out of anger than the intention to discipline, and that's called abuse, and therefore they are violating a child's rights. According to a spanking article, when you use physical punishment, you don't really teach kids very much except that you are bigger and stronger than they are. When corporal punishment is used on children, during those exact moments that it is being performed, those children aren't learning anything. Instead, those parents are instilling fear in those kids and breaking the trust that was once built between them. Furthermore, corporal punishment influences the lifestyle of a person when he or she goes into adulthood. Throughout one's life, there are many factors that contribute to the lifestyle we adapt to. For example, a major influence of what determines our lifestyle is culture. Some cultures support corporal punishment more than others. Because of those beliefs that a culture stresses on one, those children who have been spanked will most likely support spanking in the future as well. Corporal punishment can ruin the future of one's family and break down the love built in them. Marriage can easily go downhill when both people have different views on how they want to discipline their children. According to Strauss, those who have been spanked are most likely to be aggressive with their significant other. Corporal punishment affects a child's future, and that they'll eventually ruin their relationship between their kids and spouse. Besides the problems corporal punishment causes in a children's future family, it also affects them everywhere else they go about in their daily lives. Based upon Miller's study, when children are protected or respected, they will want to get those rights that were being violated back as adults, but by using force. These decisions and ways of life that children eventually take are due to corporal punishment. Some decisions can end in these children spending time in jail. 90% of people in jail reported having been abused as a child. By force, meaning blackmail, physical abuse, etc. Even if spanking does work, when other things don't, the long-term consequences should be something parents shouldn't forgive themselves for. With all consequences that come with spanking, a solution needs to be found soon. To every problem, there is a solution. Some problems are easier to solve than others. When it comes to corporal punishment, there are many ways a person can change those bad habits. To begin with, one can take nursery education at any point in his or her life to help prevent mistreating a child. One of the programs that come with nursery education is the Davis Parent Nursery School. Once a parent understands and knows what it takes to actually discipline a child, there will be respect between both the parent and child. Both of their needs will be complete and the relationship will be much healthier. All in all, corporal punishment isn't an effective way to discipline a child. It only causes problems in a child's behavior, mental health, views on life, and future. Daily problems aren't solved with violence, and neither should a child's behavior. Every person matters no matter their age or size. Kids are still human beings and should be treated like them too. Corporal punishment isn't the answer for the better of children, and the word itself contains the word punish, where it means to harm instead of to teach. There are always lessons to learn from mistakes. Corporal punishment is a mistake that past generations have used to discipline children and should be put to a stop. Help the next generation become a better version of themselves rather than being the same old aggressive parents there are today.